Now, I don't believe, let's be very clear, I don't believe that Elon Musk is a neo-Nazi. There's no point in him being a neo-Nazi. I do believe he's gauche. I do believe he was over-emotional during the speech that he gave, all the sort of prodding down and all that sort of stuff. But gestures are there as a means of communication. Gestures are there for the people who observe them. You don't need to be schooled in a gesture to be able to read it. And this is the problem. And so Elon Musk has now upbraided the public for the way they have been interpreting his gesture. That's not the public's fault. That's Elon Musk's failure to be contained. It's in his own organization. He's got a group of people who control him, who are there to ensure that he doesn't say or do anything too outrageous. And now he's too grand for that group of controllers, and he's out of control. And I'm not sure that's a very good recommendation for somebody to have a government post. Listen to what he's got to say about the failure of people to understand his gesture.
Some people will believe the whole thing with the wave salute thing is just silly. Some people will believe anything they see or read on social media. I said, I give you my heart. So I made a questionable hand gesture that offends some. Sure, it was the same as a Nazi salute. It doesn't make me a bad person. This whole thing with the wave salute thing is just...
Well, I'm not sure that's the case. I think a questionable salute does make you a bad person. Let's look a little bit at that questionable salute, because this is the film in which it's first popularized, and I want to show you it. It's there a few times, but the most obvious use of it is in a scene where two people meet in the desert. One of them is a Roman. Check this out. This recent foray into provocative gesturing by Musk during Donald Trump's second inauguration, capped by two instances of what has widely been interpreted as a Nazi salute, offers a startling lesson in the perils of gesture in public life. The implications, I think, are broad, ranging from the erosion of his public persona to a deeper reflection on how gestures function as political and cultural symbols. Now, drawing on Cicero's De Oratore, it's worth noting, as so many people are talking about this as a Roman salute, it's worth which it isn't. It's worth noting that gestures, to be effective, Cicero says, must be comprehensible, restrained, and complementary to the speaker's message. They shouldn't be overdone. Musk's actions fail on all three counts. The salute, a gesture so historically charged, was repeated, unnecessarily dramatic, and devoid of cultural justification. Such ostentation undermines credibility, it invites ridicule rather than respect, and the fallout has been swift. Reddit communities representing millions of users have banned links to Musk's Twitter platform, citing his increasingly toxic and extremist-aligned behaviour, and the action highlights a growing discomfort with the way Musk, under the guise of libertarian freedom, amplifies hate and disinformation. His petulant response to criticism, dismissing detractors as part of a tired attack and calling to defund Wikipedia, is not the behaviour of a gentleman, as Cicero might have put it, but the behaviour of a provocateur doubling down on division. Historically, gestures have held significant power, from the modernist experimentation of Cabiria, which gave us the gesture later co-opted by Mussolini, to the nuanced character movements of Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. Gestures frame both individual and collective identities, and Musk's gestures lack any subtlety or artistry or history beyond what is so unbelievably clear. They are the gestures drawn from fascism. They reflect the brash thoughtlessness of a man wielding influence without introspection. They are the gestures of a thug and a bully, and the implications for Musk are manifold. His alignment, whether deliberate or inadvertent, with the fascist iconography threatens to alienate the centrist audience he once courted. It also exposes the fragility of his public image, which increasingly seems defined by petulance and an inability to engage with criticism constructively. For his platform, Twitter, this gesture compounds existing issues of declining moderation, extremism, and disinformation. In modern politics and culture, gestures have never just been personal quirks. They are public acts imbued with symbolic resonance. And Musk's failure to grasp this underscores the danger of wielding symbolic power so carelessly. His actions will undoubtedly serve as a cautionary tale about the responsibilities of public figures in an age where every gesture, every act is scrutinized, contextualized, and immortalized online. And online is something he ought to be thoroughly aware of, given the fact that he polices, he schools, he channels Twitter as his own backyard. Well, it's a backyard which I'm afraid is very shortly going to be empty, and because of the person who controls it. It's going to be emptied by Elon Musk's silly gesture.